What's good with the collective, man? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate y'all. Y'all been tapping in, running up, and subbing up, man. Please, if you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified, man. We drop at least a couple times a week. And a like is free, bro. A subscription is free. It helps the community grow, and we've been going up pretty fast. But we can't go up without y'all. So, again, I appreciate it. And I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. Let's get right into the video, bro.
Just like this. What goes through your mind? I know what I'm thinking. And I know what the critics are gonna say. They're gonna say it's photoshopped. Alright? How about this one? What do you think when you see this? I know what I'm thinking. And again, I know what the critics are gonna say. It's nothing more than a piece of artwork. It's a sculpture. Alright. And again, I know what you're gonna say. This is nothing more than natural erosion. It was the weather. It was the rain. It was the wind. The eyes are useless when the mind is blind.
That's a cold ass quote, ain't it?
Yo, I've been waiting to do this video for a long time, and now here it is. Let's get into it. Alright, so I got 3 theories about Area 51, and I want y'all to listen to all 3 of them. Tell me how y'all feel about them, and let me know if you ever heard these before. So first you got the original theory, the one that we all might have heard of. We all heard that Area 51 could be a holding spot for aliens and other species that occupy this planet. But Area 51 also provides a place for UFOs and aliens that coexist with the 1%, a place to be protected on Earth. It's also filled with private documents, world secrets, and information that is not accessible to the public. And you also have advanced technology that we have never seen and never will see, that was created as a result of the coexistence between the 1%, the elites, and these aliens. See, we all pretty much heard of that one. Let's move on to the next one though. Alright, see here you got theory 2. Theory 2 is with Area 51 being in connection with the hollow Earth. Alright, so in this theory, we are the actual aliens. Alright, so here in this scenario, we are the aliens, and Area 51 was created to keep us away from the actual civilization of Earth, inside of the hollow Earth. Out of the 3 theories I'm presenting to y'all today, this one is the most furthest away from the truth. Y'all know, just like I do, we can't put nothing past this. Here go my favorite one, the 3rd theory. Me and Ron Spiracies was sitting down and having a deep conversation, and we was actually the first to come up with this theory from what I heard of. Alright, so now we got the 3rd theory. Third theory is the Bermuda Triangle, along with all the other Area 51s all across the world, are connected into the hollow Earth. But that these Area 51s have technology to access other dimensions. I probably didn't even know that it was Area 51s all around the world, but here they are. To show y'all a few, India got their own Area 51. Of course, Antarctica has its own Area 51. And Australia has its own Area 51 as well. I believe that in some sort of way, all 3 of these theories are the complete makeup of Area 51. Time travel, dimensional travel, aliens, UFOs, everything is stored there. And if y'all remember, just a few months before the pandemic hit, everybody was talking about storming Area 51. Y'all remember? I don't know how scared y'all had them. Y'all don't know how much power y'all had in that moment. Even with everybody joking, some people were serious, but y'all do not understand how much power y'all had. I believe that was part of the reason for the shutdown, because they were so scared that y'all was going to actually raid Area 51. If the raid was successful, we would have opened a whole world of secret. Over 500,000 people signed a petition to join in the Storm Area 51 raid. Yes, they was nervous, and yes, we all thinking the same thing. It's not just a regular testing site. Y'all go ahead and let me know what y'all think in the comments, and let me know which theory best suits what you think.
Which theory y'all rocking with? I'm not quite sure. It's most likely gonna be maybe the first and the 3rd, but I'm still in that. I still like that 2nd option. I still like that 2nd theory. But y'all drop in the comments which theory y'all rocking with, because I don't know, maybe we are the aliens, and maybe it's more of us than it is of them. But also, with that first clip, is that erosion in the earth? Is that like, did the weather do that? Or were those giants? I got my opinion, and my opinion is them is giants, boy.
Somewhere in here there is concrete. Somewhere there is whatever was here before. before the Park Service came, meeting concrete and unbelievable. These lesser seen photos. I recently did the same thing today with star forts, and I was looking at obscure photos of all the different star forts in America, and my mind was absolutely blown. When you just look and do a simple search, you get certain pictures. But of course, when you go deeper, it's unbelievable what is revealed. Such as this picture here. And again, you can see the white pasty, what looks like cement, what looks like a cover-up. And perhaps that's why we have these little indentations that they would tell us are Native American steps. But really looking like a cover-up, like a limey concrete has been reshaped to cover something up.
You are absolutely correct. Pieces of the firmament have been shot down. And we got so many videos of rockets hitting the firmament, this oxygen energy field, which is a solid, which is nothing but ice. You know, I'm going to teach you about it later on. I'll make it make sense to you. Trust me, I will. But they have got past the firmament. Yes, they have, like I said. But they haven't got to the heavenly realms. This is where they got to. They broke free out of the local firmament and went into these new areas. Uranus didn't. Elon Musk said, we need to populate Uranus. We need to go to Uranus. This is what he's talking about. The Anunnaki, Neptune, Venus, even Jupiter, Mercury, and the Byrd.
Alright, I thought I was recording a rocket attempt to hit the firmament again or go through, but they can't get through the firmament. So whatever this was not a rocket, was not an airplane. It got through the firmament, and there's even a flash after it's done. After it's done, watch, the white line's going to cut off. If it was a spaceship or something, the white line would still be going. Look at this. I'm going to go over to the screen to the left, and it's still flying with no trail on it. No trail. Trail is gone. And watch this. Okay. Now it got through the firmament, and it's literally going. What is that? What is that?
Now, it did look like it went through the firmament. The first guy talking about the firmament and going to Uranus and all that, I still stand on the constellations. I think that's, and the planets they use, as they say, is the outer space. I think, I think that's on the outsides of the ice wall. I think that's how they land. But, so I'm not quite sure when he's saying like the heavenly realm. Maybe there's a heavenly realm up. Maybe. I don't know. But when she's saying they shot through the firmament, yeah, they might be able to shoot through the firmament. Or I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even like I do. They kind of just threw me off. I know what I believe. I see that they shot something up. But as far as what dude's saying, I'm not quite sure. Y'all tell me what y'all believe. I'll do my own research even deeper. He just kind of threw me off. He could be right. I don't know.
I don't usually make morning videos, but I gotta show y'all something. Hold up. This next post is something that a lady who lives here in Merida, she is an immigrant as well, a black immigrant. She's been living here for about 2 years. She used to live in Thailand. She's lived all over the world. Look at what she posted yesterday. Y'all pause to read this, please, and thank you. Okay. That is per liter. Okay, let me give y'all a conversion real quick, too. This was the conversion for yesterday. This was what the American dollar was worth yesterday. When are y'all going to realize that a lot of the shortages, shootings, chaos in general in the United States is completely fabricated to get... And you guys could be like, oh, she hates the United States because she moved to Mexico. I hated the United States before I left to move. away from the United States. In full transparency, I used to be like a lot of y'all, afraid, stuck in a cycle, in survival mode, crab in the bucket mentality. All of those things have affected me. Internal racism, all of that. That's why I talk shit about it, because I've experienced it and I can speak on it from a place of knowing and understanding, because I get it. But let me tell y'all something. Also, when I go to the grocery store and go to the baby aisle, there's no baby formula shortage over here. Not one. But also, I'm in a country that also promotes breastfeeding. Now, every woman can't breastfeed. I am very well aware of that. But in general, I'm in a country that promotes whole practices. These people really be taking care of their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, teaching them stuff outside at parks. I've never seen so many people in a park before in my life. And I'm just telling y'all that and showing y'all real life examples outside of my own judgment, because I want y'all to see that there are places in the world that are way better than the United States when it comes to caring and quality of life. A lot of you guys get stuck on the USD and needing to grind culture. Grind culture and capitalism is not going to save black people. And because most of my messages, actually all of my messages, are specifically for black people, if we going to get real specific, black women, I have to say this and let y'all understand. You can thrive elsewhere. You just have to have the plan to thrive elsewhere. Don't tell me you can't thrive elsewhere, because right now you are in a fabricated matrix that is getting you to react a certain way. The shootings are not going to stop. The racism's not going to stop. The shortages are not going to stop. From here to you. Keep that in mind, okay?
Y'all agree with her?
So this is the story that I had been told, was that the middle finger was it was like used by Native Americans, and allegedly Native Americans were so skilled with bow and arrows, and when they would pull the string back, they would use their middle finger. So when they would be captured by, the people colonizing the United States, whites, you guys, they would cut off their middle fingers. So they couldn't shoot. So they couldn't shoot. So as a sign of being like antagonistic, they would be like, "Guess what? Look what we got."
Is that true?
That's what I've heard.
Wow.
I mean, I like that. You got the Google machine.
Oh, I'm not gonna look that up. That sounds amazing.
Take it for what it is.
Dang. Hey, I wouldn't put that past. I wouldn't. That would sound like something they would do. If you use your middle finger to shoot the bow and arrow, and they finally take all your people over. I could see that, man. I could see that. And does that sound like something they would do? Y'all tell me.
Alright, what's really going on? Look at the opposites. It's really easy to tell their lies. Elon is saying, look at my space agency, and we're going to go up into the atmosphere, and I'm going to bring everybody to Mars, but that's the fake space agency. And he's also got a company called the Boring Agent Company, which says, don't look down, don't look over here, this is boring, but this is his real space agency. If you know, when there was the first space race between us and the Russians, we also had an underground or underwater space agency. And all of a sudden, we found something under the water, and all the talk about the underwater space agency of NASA stopped. And everything was geared towards the moon, and we're going to the moon, and they fake this whole moon thing. They're telling you, look up. We found something up there. Don't look down here in the ocean where we really found something. So what they know is that from the Bible, it tells us Earth looks like this. It's a flat plane, and underneath is the Sheol, or the holes. And we know that UFOs don't come to planet Earth through the sky. They come through water, because there's these tunnels under the water that go and link to different places, like Mars, or way over to Jupiter, which is still really far away, because you got to go through all these underwater stationary tunnels or channels. And in between those, there's places that don't have a sun, so they're just frozen solid. So we have tons and tons and tons of these little bubbles everywhere, but there's
there's no sun in those. There's only sun in a few certain ones, and that's what we see as the stars in the sky, is this one way over here. So everything here is opposite. It's really easy to understand once you realize that.
Y'all ever heard that one before? I never heard that one before. Could be the case. I'm telling y'all, I'm stuck on, there is no outer space above us. I'm stuck on this other land around us. So let's say there was other land around us and Jupiter or Mars is on that other side, and you go under their waters and you hit those certain tubes and you land on in the Earth area. What about that? Am I reaching? If I'm reaching, y'all let me know. But I really truly believe that's probably the case. Y'all let me know. Let's have a conversation on this one, man, because I think we might be on to something. And I need to know. I need to know. I got this sense of urgency that's pushing me towards that, because yeah, oh man, if that is the case, they've been lying. They've been lying, boy. They've been lying.
Still having troubles believing in conspiracy theories? Look no further. Richard E. Byrd, Operation High Jump. Let's get it. In 1947, Richard E. Byrd and 4,000 other soldiers were sent on this classified mission called Operation High Jump. To what the soldiers were told, Operation High Jump was supposed to be a scan of the land to make sure that no enemies occupied the area. What the soldiers were told, they were just going on an investigation in Antarctica of the several German U-boats missing and being hid at the German base 211. To make matters worse, they told the public that this was a routine geographic exploration. So no one but the government had any true idea to what was actually going on here. Once Richard Byrd arrived in Antarctica, he did come in contact with Nazis. Richard Byrd and the other U.S. soldiers had multiple skirmishes with the Nazi soldiers in Antarctica. During these battles, the CIA confirmed that the Nazis used these Hanbu flying saucers equipped with anti-gravity to simply overpower Richard Byrd and his fleet. This left Richard Byrd and his fleet no choice but to flee. After the encounter with the Nazis, Richard Byrd knew that there was something much bigger going on in Antarctica. Richard Byrd then went on to conduct a series of secret missions across the land of Antarctica. Here, Richard Byrd would come across ancient underground forests, prehistoric animals, and of course, the hollow earth. All of this would be mentioned in Richard Byrd's journal, soon found after his death. His journal was discovered, it went missing, and never to be found again. And if you think that's crazy, wait, there's more. In 1988, Richard Byrd's son was scheduled to give a speech about his dad in Washington, D.C. Here he would talk about the life of his dad, all of his accolades, all of his accomplishments, everything. However, even with all the accolades that Richard Byrd had accomplished in his lifetime, they knew that there was a possibility that his son would talk about Operation High Jump. His son had discovered the files and the journal entries that Richard Byrd had left before his passing. And they knew this. Richard Byrd's son never made it to give the speech in D.C. He was found 3 weeks later dead inside of a warehouse. They said that he apparently died from dehydration. Now y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, and let me know who I should do next.
Man, look, they be coming up with the dumbest causes of when people are no longer with us, when they done did something. They come up with the dumbest stuff. They say the same stuff over and over for the same type of people. And then man, come on, we know that was all on them. But I'm also starting to lean a little bit towards also that to get into, and I know somebody gonna go against it, but to get into the inside of Earth, I also believe you can go in through the North and through the North Pole and Antarctica. I feel like there's holes that you can get in through that way, along with other ways too. But I also think that too, because when he talking about it's a hollow Earth, like, I mean, yeah, it's so much out there, bro. It's like I said, we all could be thinking one way and it could be something totally different. And we all could be thinking what we thinking and can be totally right. So yeah, I don't know. But I knew the sun wasn't gonna make it.
Y'all, check this out.
1991, I was invited to attend a closed-door meeting with a small group of business insiders to discuss rap music's new direction. The companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments.
So he's pretty much saying that that secret meeting was held to tell these artists that their music was going to manipulate the general population into committing crimes to fill the private prisons. And if you look at the inflation of private prisons, it's from 1990 to 2009, which it increased 1,600%. And he said that meeting was in 1991.
A mere 232 media executives were responsible for the intake of 277 million Americans, controlling all avenues necessary to manufacture any celebrity and spark any trend. Time Warner, as the owner of Warner Brothers Records, can not only sign an artist, but since they're also owners of Entertainment Weekly, they can also put an artist on the cover by next week. You think you choose what you listen to, but do you?
He's pretty much saying that the system is rigged in a way where the people who own the labels have the power to put whoever they want in the limelight. So as long as the person is portraying the image that they want and pushing their narrative, they will push them further along in the industry.
Oh, BET and MTV belong to Viacom. Okay, now, I know that's not news to some, but when the use of these media conglomerates is cross-checked with ownership of the biggest names in prison privatization, it's starting to get a little fishy.
Yeah.
The largest holder in Core Civic, formerly Corrections Corp of America, is Vanguard Group Incorporated. Vanguard is the #1 largest holder in both Viacom and Time Warner. Vanguard is also the largest holder in the GEO Group, the second largest owner of private prisons in the U.S. The overlap in private prison / mass media ownership is disturbing. Let's make this clear. The people who own the media are the same people who own private prisons. The exact same people.
Since our employees had become solid investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice.
Now, honestly, this would explain why we don't see artists who expose the truth for what it is or who talk about real stuff anymore. All they talk about is partying, drugs, and getting money.
I want to add on to that. I was raised around rap. Heavy. I was raised around music. Heavy. But one thing, so I see it. It is facts. These is all facts. But where the parents at to step in and teach their children? It's okay to like what this person does. It's okay to listen to what this person does. But don't mimic and copy what this person does. Don't be a leader, not a follower. It's cool to see what they're doing. But be aware as well of what you're listening to, what you're repeating. That's what I was raised like. I couldn't listen to certain stuff into certain age groups. And then once that was over with, moms let it go. I was able to listen to everything. But I was not allowed to glorify these artists though. Like if I saw one of them rappers sagging, I was still not able to sag. But I got homies who do. I grew up with these same people who do. That don't make me no different. But I'm able to blend. I can wear my pants the way I'm supposed to wear my pants, but I'm able to still to kick it with the homies. They know I'm still the same person. But I think parents need to teach their kids, stop idolizing these artists. Stop looking up to these artists. And if you do, have a limit to that. Don't copy everything they do, because everything they do is an image and it might not be everything they actually do. And that's why I think it's the parents' responsibility. Like I said, I was raised this way. My sister was raised this way. We don't have these certain issues that other people have. But my family wrote us different. We was raised by a tribe of people. It wasn't just moms. It was a lot of people who raised us. It was a collective of people. But yeah, that's just my input on rap music. Like, yeah, maybe they'll change their sound. Maybe they'll change what they promoting if they see what they doing ain't working. Take responsibility for your children.
You remember Robert Griffin Jr. said that he was coming out with a I got sexually harassed book, and all of a sudden the book went away, and he was on every major college football game, and every damn preview show we can find. Robert Griffin Jr. was everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? He knows how to tell us about a quarterback. He couldn't play it, let alone sit up in a box for 3 hours and listen to his ass. Come on.
Y'all agree?
Peace and family. Y'all remember that video I made about Chris Brown? Here, let's take a look.
Come on, yeah. The snake. The snake. And slime is something reptiles call each other. That's why you hear Young Thug call people slime. It's a reptilian slang.
So his album is about to drop, so he has to do interviews. Let's check out this interview with Big Boy. Now, before I show the video, I want you to watch his body language. Look how restless he looks. Look how menacing he looks. He looks uncomfortable in his skin. But pay attention to everything and just listen to what he says.
Yeah. Chris Brown, he believes in UFOs. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Do you think you ever been abducted? Hell no. Do you think you ever seen anything that looked different? Why do you believe? Because I'm an alien.
Look at him. Look at his face.
Why?
Look at his
Because
lips.
I'm an alien.
Look at his mouth.
I can't. Now, do you feel like, and I don't mean, you know, sometimes people think alien with the eyes and outer space and all that stuff, but you really feel like you're not of this planet? I'm an alien. Well, you know what? Fuck it, I'm an alien too. There it is. You know what I'm saying? Give me some of that alien work.
They're all reptiles.
All right, but you, because I say this, Chris, I say, how can we be here and nobody else is here? What you mean? Like, how can we be on this planet? Oh, for sure. On this planet and nothing else exists? Yeah, I second that. And you've never been abducted, but you're an alien. Have you abducted anyone else? Is there an alien game that you can spit to us?
Look at him.
Is there an alien language?
Look at him.
Okay, all right. Well, it's obvious you don't want to share any of that. I got it, you know. All right.
Now, this picture right here was from the Billboard Music Awards. Look at him, y'all. Look at him. You can see his true form start to come out. You can see the sharp teeth. You can see how the top of his head is protruding. But just look at the face. Look at his face. Look at him. Now, what I was talking about is lips. Watch this.
Including souls we have yet to find a response to their spiritual yearning. So the knowledge and love of Jesus Christ.
How about this? I don't know if you saw it. There's a fake news story going around. It got thousands of shares online. You saw that?
Look at the tongue. Look at the tongue.
I never really paid too much attention to the interview with him saying he's an alien and he's playing with his, like, the way his tongue move and all that. I never really paid too much attention to that, but it was a little off.
I'll show you something to teach you about DUMBs. What are DUMBs? DUMBs are deep underground military bases that they have all over the planet. In different countries too, not just America. America has a whole underground cavern and tunnel system besides the Mexican border, besides, you know, certain places like Colorado and other states. Well, these right here are examples of DUMBs. Okay? This is some of the food that they have stored in there. Apparently a group called the White Hats are bringing that out for people so they don't starve. I don't know who these White Hats people are, but if they're really gonna do it, shout out to y'all. I need to see it now. We'll see what happens next. Hopefully it isn't a psyop.
Hey, YG my guy though. But I thought that was a little weird when I saw it I seen it on Instagram too. But hey, he gonna do what he feel. But YG my guy though. I don't care what nobody say. YG my guy. I don't really listen to Tiger too much. YG my guy. But yeah. What y'all think? Humiliation ritual? I know a lot of people gonna come with that one. It looked like he might have been in a dress. He might have been. He might have been. Look, I mean, he could have. I don't know. I didn't see it. He's sitting down.
There was a thing called Project Looking Glass, right? Supposedly, the elites back in the days found an ancient artifact in Iraq that was like supposedly could go look into the future and look into the past. So what they would do is they would feed it like different possibilities, and it was like a computer, and the computer would give it like an outcome and a percentage of like how that outcome would. And the elite started getting like really scared because like no matter what possibilities they throw into it, all the outcomes led to this one point in time. But something happened during that time. Maybe the world ended, something shifted, but they say that there's a company called CERN. They deal with like quantum physics and things like that. So they supposedly think that the elites in that company they knew that was going to be like the end of our timeline. So they either jumped us into like another timeline, because like you know how there's like multiple like realities.
But if we're in another timeline, don't we have like us in another timeline?
Or they could have just built a completely different timeline. And like a person that I guess either worked for the company or worked for the elites, he went on like a little show it's on YouTube, and he was just talking about like how they're trying to cover up all the stuff that they did, and they're afraid, like their biggest fear is that the public is gonna find out all the stuff they covered up. Maybe that end of the timeline is like an outcome where we all figure out what the government's been hiding to us. Maybe that's what they're scared about, and it wasn't the end of the world. And that's why they changed our timeline to go to like another one, so that would never happen. So we'll just keep being like, whatever they're doing is just a secret.
I could see that being the case, and I could see us still figuring out, because you can't stop God's work. Straight up, you can't stop you can't stop God. You can't stop what God has in store. And positivity always gonna outdo negativity. But I just feel like what they afraid of, they manifesting. What they thinking about, thoughts work ahead of you, man. So as they thinking about this and they afraid of this, so they keep trying to stop it, they don't realize they keep giving it power, because every time they trying to build something to not, so we don't wake up or we don't realize, we still gonna realize, because there's still some of us who do realize. I mean, there's still more of us coming, and there's still more people who gonna wake up, who gonna see and be aware of everything moving on around them, even if they can't see it. So yeah, I think that's why some of us get deja vu. I feel like, but I really believe like what they're afraid of is gonna happen, and we gonna still figure it out. We still gonna all understand. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be 50 years from now, but we will figure it out though. I really believe that before the timeline is too late, we're gonna figure it out. It's too many of them. I mean, it's too many of us and not too many of them. And I just feel like, yeah, when it's all said and done, when it hits the fan, we're not going out like that. I don't believe so. I really don't.
Hey, TikTok. I want to talk about one of the least known and visited countries of Central Asia, called Ashgabat, Turkmenistan, which up until 2006, for a quarter century, was running off of free energy. 90+% of the buildings, both structured monuments and housing, are all white marble, as well as the dictator that resides there, outlawing any color vehicle except white. It is said that despite having these amazing structures and a population of over 6 million,
dang,
there's rarely ever cars or people seen during the day in these massive structures. 8-point star symbology is littered through the architecture. In this instance, it looks as though they're using religion to gatekeep where we live. The building of Foreign Ministry Affairs? Another globe. At one of the palaces, looks to be a sun inside of an 8-pointed star. In 1971, they were drilling for natural gas. Disaster struck as the ground below the rig collapsed, sending the rig into the natural gas reservoir, puncturing it, allowing gas to seep out. Well, they lit it on fire thinking they could contain it and would be temporary, maybe last a few weeks. It's been burning ever since. As well as complete censorship, outlawing all social media and limiting restrictions on all internet services. What are they hiding in Ashgabat, Turkmenistan?
SpongeBob. This is SpongeBob.
Y'all ever heard of that place? I ain't never heard of that place, bro. Never in my life heard of that place, but drop in the comments. Just drop in the comments if y'all heard of it. Give me a little side note.
Bob's address is 124 Conch Street, Bikini Bottom. If you search this up on Google, it'll take you to this point on Little St. James Island. But this is where it gets crazy. That is the exact location of Jeffrey Epstein's private island. I don't even know what to think of this. Here's
Damn. Man, Google Maps, Google Earth, they be coming through with it sometimes. Not all the time. But made it to the end of this one, man. I appreciate y'all. If y'all made it all the way through, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified, man. This one was real interesting. My favorite clip had to be Ashgabat. That had to be one of my favorite clips. Because now I got something to go try to. But like I said, drop in the comments. And drop a little side note if y'all know a little bit about that. But I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer, man. I'm gonna let y'all get out of here. Until I see y'all in the next one. We gone, man.